I, like almost everyone on the planet, it seems, have been hunkered down at home for weeks, staying safe. I've been practicing my social distancing, taking stock of critical home inventory, keeping in touch with close family and friends, and anxiously waiting for the day when I can get back out and fly with my friends. So when I was going through my gear for like the billionth time, prepping for the next time I could get out, I thought to myself, why don't I share with you what it is that I take with me every time that I go flying? Here are my top 10 essential gear for any drone pilot's field bag. Tape. But not just any tape. You want super strong Gorilla type packing tape. Also, I pack a lot of surgical tape in my bag. Surgical tape is super flexible, super strong, and interestingly, it's actually really easy to tear. Check this out. This is another thing with surgical tape. It's really strong. If you need strength, you need flexibility, and you need to contour around surfaces, surgical tape, most certainly something you want to put in that bag. Mini-Pliers tool set. I picked this up a long time ago at Home Depot, and let me show you what this has got all in it. It actually has almost anything and everything that you would need so far as a Mini-Pliers set. They're really not that expensive. I think you can get for like 20 bucks. I don't use this just at the field. I use this around the shop all the time. It has everything that you would need, from a wire snips here, a long nose pliers right here. You've got some grippers. I mean, it's really a real versatile set. Most of them come with their own little bag like this, so they're super easy to carry, super easy to toss into a bag. They're really handy. Machined hex head tools. Now, you could go and buy yourself one of these little guys right here, which happens to be an Allen wrench set. And I've used these for a lot of years, but what was really annoying about these is A, they're small, B, they don't really have a good grip, so if you really need to wrench in there tightly, it's tough to do, and C, they just aren't long enough. The other thing that I really like about these machine head hex sets is they've got a really good handle, super grip. They also have a flat surface on the top, so when you put it down on a table, they won't just roll off over the edge. And you can replace the necks in any of these. So if these get damaged at any point in time, you can order new necks and just simply pull it out, put a replacement in, and you're on your way. While they are a little bit more expensive, if not maybe the most expensive set of tools that I've gotten, I bought the metric, I bought the standard, I've never looked back. A small set of variable sized Phillips and flathead screwdrivers. Toolbox screwdrivers and Phillips heads are just too big. What I really like about these compared to, say, like a traditional screwdriver is A, the size is significantly different. But B, what I love about these is the long neck that you actually get with these. The other interesting part to these that I really didn't pay a lot of attention to at first is the rotating head up top. Now I can't imagine having a tool that doesn't have that. It's kind of amazing how much you'll notice it when you're trying to do any of the work that you're doing, and having that freedom to be able to move your palm on the top of the tool. Another little extra that I bought besides the set that I just showed was this guy right here, which is a Husky 8-in-1 mini tool set. And these are a much smaller tip. It's really durable. You can get a lot of torque with it. And whenever you need to actually change out the tip, you just pull it out of the top. One side has a Phillips, one side is a flathead. I didn't think that I would use this one as much as I do, but since I've gotten more into FPV, I find this is actually almost my go-to of all of the Phillips and flatheads that I use. A bag of glue. Well, it's not actually a bag of glue, it's a bag that contains different glues and what it is that I use. 2-ton, 5-minute epoxy, cyanoacrylate or CA glue. I usually go medium viscosity, Post-it notes, and small popsicle sticks. Why do I have Post-it notes and popsicle sticks in my glue bag? If you're gonna do any epoxy mixing, you've got resin and you've got hardener. And they need to be mixed together, and they need to be mixed on a surface that you can dispose of later. Ergo, the Post-it note and the popsicle sticks. Mix away, you're ready to glue something. I forgot to mention what I'm actually putting all of my gear into. So let me grab the camera here. I'm gonna angle this down. Hopefully you got a good view right here. What you are seeing where all of my gear gets put into are travel totes. The reason is they are really configurable. And what I mean by that is I wanted something that I could easily unzip quickly to get access to my different tools in different compartments here, because a lot of these happen to have long necks. I've got a pocket in here. I've got a pocket right here. Pockets, pockets, pockets. Really what you're looking for is something that you like that configures to how you would like to store your equipment. I like the fact that there are so many totes out there in so many different configurations that you are bound to find the one that suits your needs. Small vice grip. Now, I'll readily admit that I don't use this thing as often as most of the other pieces in my field bag, but it does come in ridiculously handy in a time of need. So these things are awesome bending machines. They're also really good for when you need to hold things together for doing any gluing in the field, or as a matter of fact, when you're doing any gluing in the shop. If you fly fixed wing or FPV or anything with a landing gear and you have a harsh landing, vice grips come in really handy for bending things back into place. Good cutting tools like a number 11 Exacto and a good scissors. The Exacto, it's kind of a ubiquitous piece of equipment for any field bag. The scissors, I'm a little more particular about my scissors. I used to use any run-of-the-mill kind of scissors, and then I bought a Fiskars or a little bit more higher-end scissors. I honestly have to say the durability, the quality, and the cleanliness of the cut makes a huge difference. That's just me being super picky, but when time is of the essence and all I want to be doing is flying, the last thing I want to be dealing with is screaming at a scissors, "Ah, frickin' cut!" And you won't have that with a really good scissors. Voltmeters. If you don't have a radio with telemetry, then you're definitely going to need to pick up some voltmeters. If you're not familiar with telemetry, essentially a lot of modern radios like my DX9 have that technology built in. If I'm wondering what my voltage level is on my Lipos, I'll actually get it here. Some of the voltmeters actually come with sirens or alarms on them, and you can put them on the aircraft. So for example, I'll just plug this thing in. It's flashing the different cell charges. This is a 3-cell Lipo, so it's giving me the charges on all 3 cells and what the overall charge of the voltage is of everything. Try not to drain your batteries below 3.2 volts, because once you start hitting the 3.0 threshold, you may risk doing permanent damage to the Lipo and it may not be able to charge again. Some critical pieces of your field gear, voltmeters. Velcro. Most anything that's stuck to a drone or a fixed wing is done so with Velcro. I keep a Velcro roll on hand for things that I want to strap down onto my drone. I also keep on hand self-adhesive Velcro, so if I want to put something like a mini camera, a transmitter, a radio, whatever it might be, if I want to stick it to the fixed wing, my FPV, or I want to stick it to my drone, I use Velcro. You can never go wrong by having too much Velcro in your bag. Zip ties. I loves me some zip ties. I use zip ties to tidy up things with my electronics, especially like with my drone. If you were to look in the inside of this thing, I've got zip ties everywhere. As a matter of fact, all of the speed controllers and all of my wiring, everything is tied down with a zip tie on my drone. Every now and then, some of them break, so I keep a steady supply of zip ties in my bag. Thanks for watching. I hope this provided you some guidance to build out your perfect field bag. Like if you like, thumbs down if you didn't. Comments and critiques, drop them down below. And if you're a fan, hit that subscribe button because you are awesome. Till next time, everyone.